Well, it's been 12 months. I cannot believe it, but it has been 12 months since my total knee replacement of my right knee. And I just wanted to share with you today 10 things that I have learned over the last year that, might be helpful to have as advice if you're considering or going through knee replacement surgery. So the first one is get as many tests and opinions about what's going on with your knee as possible. If you have, let me just give you an example. In my situation, I had a doctor who just really didn't recognize that I had this terrible, severe problem. The first time she met with me, she told me she didn't do any x-rays or MRIs, nothing ever over a 6-month period. When she first talked to me about my knee, she advised that I become a vegetarian because a lot of vegetarians heal things on their own, blah, 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 blah. Okay, I actually tried that. I gave it a couple of months. I was at a point where literally it felt like every step I took, I had a knife going through the center of my knee. It was just the most excruciating thing I've ever gone through. Then on my own, I went and sought out an arthritis doctor. I thought, this must be arthritis. I don't know what's going on. He also didn't do x-rays. He immediately did a steroid injection into my knee without knowing what was wrong. I went to him a couple times. My knee just kept getting worse and worse and worse. He fiddle-farted around with the MRI. It's like 6 months later, I still have had no tests on my knee. I finally went and, as a cash patient, called the MRI company, said, can I pay for this myself? Something is severely wrong. I had an MRI of my knee. I paid cash for it. Oh my gosh. It wasn't just that I had, arthritis in my knee. I had severe tears in my meniscus, my ACL, my PCL. My patella had actually moved forward over the front of my knee, so it wasn't even in the right place. I had done something to it when I missed a step visiting my son and hyperextended my leg. And I had bone on bone. I just had all these severe problems with my knee. So at that point, I contacted my insurance. I sent them my MRI, and lo and behold, they actually helped move me at that point to an orthopedic group out of my area. So I didn't work in my area. I didn't have any of this done in the town that I live in. I'll be honest, I think they were just bumbling boobs. So I was not impressed working here locally. So, maybe if you're going through this very beginning part of trying to figure out and diagnose what's wrong with your knee, get opinions, find out the top knee replacement companies and medical centers, wherever you can drive to or fly to, what have you. I mean, seriously, that is like advice I would give you. Number one and foremost, get lots of opinions. Don't wait. And, if you're in severe pain, you need to address it. So that was the first thing. Get opinions and get the tests as quickly as possible so you can find out what's wrong with you. The second thing on my list is, learn as much as you can about total knee replacement. If you've been diagnosed with, whatever your problems are with your knee and your doctor's suggesting total knee replacement, again, get a second or a third opinion. But also learn as much as you can about the surgery, learn as much as you can about the doctor, maybe contact your insurance company, find out if, he's approved through their best quality list. I mean, through my insurance, I actually have United Healthcare, and they had like top doctors throughout their network that had the least complaints, the least, amounts of infection, things like that. So the doctor that I went to working with my insurance was one of those doctors. And I have to say, I just think he was probably one of the best doctors I've ever been to. The things that they did in and out of the hospital were over and above what I ever expected. I was extremely impressed. So learn as much as you can about the doctor. Maybe contact the medical board, find out if there's been any complaints against him. I mean, these are things you want to know before your knee replacement surgery, not 3 months later when you can't get anything accomplished. So number 3 is follow the advice of others who have had successful knee replacement surgery. Don't just go on the internet and look at every video you can find on people who are going through it or have started it or are just saying things because they don't know, they're the who knows what. Find people and follow people who have been through it and come out the other end with a successful outcome. Because that's your end goal too. You want a successful outcome. You want to have your life back. And really, knee problems, hip problems, stuff like that, it can be debilitating. And you don't want to follow people who really don't, haven't had good success. So my advice on that is follow the people that maybe on the outcome, things have come out great. So in my situation, I had success like from the point I got out of my town really till now. Mine has been, I think, just an ultra success. I have been so pleased. I have zero pain, and I do have a playlist that I'm going to link above or at the end of my video. So if you're starting the process or you're beginning the process and you're not quite sure you're on the path to doing things that are going to give you a good outcome, check out my playlist. I've got a lot of good information in there, and some of it was trial and error in the beginning, but as I got connected with the right people, it was a total success for me. Number 4 is follow the advice of your doctor. Now, there's a lot of people who are, how should I say it, strong-willed, strong-minded, what have you. I understand all that. I'm pretty stubborn sometimes myself, but when you have a doctor that goes through this hundreds of times and they've seen things that help people and things that don't help people, you want to listen to their advice. You want to take their advice. If they tell you need to take your pain pills, you need to take them, this time every day, you need to get ahead of the pain, you need to take this and that. I hear so many stories of people who, I don't want to take the pills. I'm going to just try to go without them. And okay, whatever. If that's what you want to do, of course, do whatever you want. But the doctor knows the things that are going to make it easier, not just feeling better, but being able to do your exercises and work through the pain. That's another thing. If he's telling you to move, it's going to hurt. Just know that up front. Knee surgery hurts. The recovery hurts. You're going to be in pain for a while. Take your pain pills and keep moving, because the sooner that you can move your knee and that you can do the exercises that are prescribed to you through either in-home or out of your home physical therapy, you are going to start to recover, and you'll recover quicker. So if they say don't take a shower for 2 days or wrap your knee in plastic so you don't get it wet, whatever their instructions are, follow them. They're there to help you. They're not there to hurt you. Number 5 on my list is have a positive attitude. This is going to be rough. It's going to be tough. It's going to be all those things. But if you know that going into it and you have a positive attitude, you're going to be able to work through a lot of things that you normally wouldn't work through. I mean, this is probably going to be one of the bigger surgeries that someone can ever have. I've heard this from many doctors, from other people who've gone through it. It's just a really big surgery. It's not even just the surgery, it's after the surgery. It's the recovery involved in trying to utilize your knee and get things back where they were before all the pain and everything started. So if you have a positive mental attitude, that can really help you to recover. And there's a lot of studies that have been done about, someone who has a negative or a positive attitude. And, there's a lot to be said about having a positive attitude in all kinds of things in life. But I think this is a big one. Number 6 is keep as active as possible. Now, when you get past that first initial couple weeks after your surgery where you're really just icing and, trying to, get through it, work hard to try to stay active. Now, obviously, you're not going to be able to go out and run a marathon, but you are going to be able to hopefully walk outside, take in some fresh air, maybe do puzzles, video games, visit on the phone or in person with friends and family. Try to be as active as you can. Maybe not as much physically at this point in your life, maybe more mentally. Stay active and fit the best that you can. Number 7 on my list is rest. I just said stay active, but I don't mean push yourself to the point of oblivion. Rest when you need to. When you're tired, when you're feeling pooped, when your leg is hurting more than usual, rest. Don't be afraid to rest. This time in your life, you're going to be healing for quite some time. And give yourself some grace. Don't feel like you have to be everything to everybody. Take this time to rest and recover and heal. Number 8 on my list is that if you have time, now you may not, you may be scheduled for knee replacement very soon after you meet with your doctor. But if you have time and you can go through physical therapy before your surgery, or if you need to lose weight, if you can get a few pounds off before your surgery, both of those are going to help you tremendously. Now, you may not improve the pain that's going on in your knee through physical therapy, but you will improve muscles and ligaments and tendons all around your knee. And sometimes even just your core, being able to strengthen your core. And you'll see once you have the knee surgery, your knee's going to be dead for literally for, 2-3 weeks. It's going to be very difficult to put on shoes, to get up and get a glass of water, right? Whatever it is you're doing. So my advice with that is strengthen those muscles, strengthen your core, lose any amount of weight that you possibly can so that you're in the best physical shape as possible when you have your surgery. Number 9 on my list is don't be afraid to ask for help. Now, my mom was the shining example for that. She always told me, if you need a walker, use a walker. If you need a cane, use a cane. If you need a back brace, get a back brace. She goes, don't worry about vanity. People want to help you. People want to be able to, help out when you really need it. So don't be afraid to ask for help. Don't be afraid to use those other things that are going to help you get through whatever it is you have going on, because all those things are devices and people that are out there to make it easier for you to recover. And number 10, and I think most important of anything that I've talked about, is don't put this off. I have so many people write to me and say, I've been dealing with this for several years. I'm afraid. I don't want to do this. Maybe a couple years from now, I'll look into it. If you're struggling and you're having trouble, don't put this off. Look into it, check it out, at least give it that much, because honestly, the sooner that you can get surgery on your knee and you can get to a point where you're feeling better, you're going to improve your quality of life. And I'm telling you from somebody who struggled, it was probably close to 8 months before I had the surgery. And mine was primarily because I had doctors, I think were just poor doctors. I'll just say it. I think they were just very poor doctors. But once I got on the path to some really good doctor care, nursing care, physical therapy, all that, everything changed for me. And it's been a year. And I can tell you, if I had to start this today, and I was talking to future self next year, this time next year, I would do the same exact thing again. I would get help right away. I would learn as much as I can. I would go through physical therapy. I'd ask for help. I'd do all those things. And you know what? I guarantee I'd probably be feeling better at the end of it. So I hope that this was helpful to you. If you are interested in leaving a comment or you have any questions, I'll do my best to get back to you. I'm not a doctor. This really isn't medical advice, but it is advice from somebody who's gone through it and had a really successful outcome. Even my scar is just barely noticeable. And like I said, I have zero pain. I can do pretty much everything that I did, maybe more than before I had my knee replacement surgery. So good luck to you. I hope this is helpful. If you're not a subscriber, please consider subscribing to my channel. Give me a like, a thumbs up, or ring the bell for future notifications, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.